And here's a scene out of the movie The Stand, where the crow was a spy for the devil who was living in Las Vegas. And this is Boulder, Colorado, where the old black woman was having people go to her farm and be safe. So you can take whatever symbolism you can get out of that one. Hey, listen, my friends, everybody's going through an unsettling. Yeah, that's right. We're feeling unsettled. We're feeling wonky in our mind and in our consciousness and in our energy and our emotions. Sure, we're all going through it. However, we're also going through the adjustment phase. And this is where we come back together. We pull ourselves back together. We integrate. We're back to our wholeness, our mastery, and our brilliance again. And many of you are feeling that you are returning to your wholeness and mastery again. And some of you are still feeling unsettled, not sure if you have ground, not sure if you have a solid place to stand, much less sleep and live. Some of you know who I'm talking about. Their adjustment might be a little more difficult than other people. And take a breath. You want to just do a quantum adjustment right now? I do. So we can return to living a quality life on purpose and knowing that everything's supplied for, everything is cared for, everything is guided. Hoo-hoo. Let's go into this area right here. This is where the neighbors, they meet and they sit and they talk and they have a do-it-yourself garden over there. And I want to sit down right here and have a little chat with you, even though the seats might be wet. They're orange, and that's as close to yellow as I can find at the moment. So thank you, universe, for being accountable. If you study A Course in Miracles, which I highly recommend you get a copy of A Course in Miracles. It's been around since 1975. And if you didn't hear the story about it, this woman named Helen was getting a voice. The voice was coming through her. She didn't know what to think about having a voice come through her because she was a Jewish psychiatrist or psychologist. So using her brilliant mind, her psychological training, she goes to ask her colleague, what I do? I keep getting this voice in my head. And he says, well, what does the voice say? Well, write it down. Write down these words which I will be giving you. And so she did. 7 years later, A Course in Miracles is born, and they put together the Foundation for Inner Peace. And for the first 3 to 5 years, it was three books, 3 hardback books, the workbook, training book, teacher's manual, and the lessons, right? And so, and they knew it was that important and that life changing that for the first 3 to 5 years, anybody wanted one and didn't have $30 to buy the series got them for free. And now, like 40 years later, almost 40 years later, 45, 47 years later, these are everywhere. A Course in Miracles is making a comeback. My dear sister Anne is a Course in Miracles student out there in Oregon, by way of New Zealand, by way of all kinds of places. And we are all by way of all kinds of places. So, this morning's teaching is the unsettling period where you feel everything is unsettled. You're not sure where your ground is, where you're standing, how you're thinking, what you're feeling, what's going on with your health and your relationships and your money and your housing and all that. That's when you need to kick back, go on a retreat, like one in Portland coming up September 30th through October the 3rd. Here's a good time for a commercial. Anne Madrid is the organizer for the retreat. Brother Sage is the host for the retreat. And we have an incredible retreat staff that includes our vegan chef extraordinaire from Jamaica. Come on, he will be making all kinds of wonderful recipes for us. And we have the organizer from the past retreat is there for just support and a little added guidance to our current organizer who's doing a smashing job and everybody else who's involved. Now, Matt Senna will be at the retreat. If you know who Matt Senna is, come on, guys, give your love to Matt. He's a Kansas man right now. He's going to be there. Doc Mike, another superstar in the urine therapy movement, the Shivama movement. Doc Mike, 24-year-old veteran of urine therapy, and he does whatever it takes to be of service to humanity. He'll drive down to one state or another state. He'll fly down to Ecuador, Costa Rica, whatever it takes. He's got clients all over the place. He'll create a YouTube. He's learning what we're all doing. He's putting together the urine exchange program. So he's going to be there. Some people from other states are going to be there, other countries. We've got people flying in from Boston, Washington, California, Pakistan. I'm not sure where else yet, because we're not there yet. So if you can make it to Portland, to the Corbett Retreat Center, known as Menucha, if you go to menucha.org, you'll learn all about it. And then we'll meet you there. The one after that will maybe either in West Palm Beach or Port St. Lucie. And we got feelers coming up next for Kauai. So, where thou goest, thou drinketh, thy peeth, and thou feeling bettereth of thyselfeth. So letteth this dayeth be a day of aha, oh, ah, there might be some and some ahs today, and some ah, and some oh, and some ease. Yeah, entertain ease and effortlessness today. Do that for yourself. Let yourself be loved, nurtured, receive a massage, go walk barefoot in the grass. Whatever you can do for you. You're worth it. Blessings on your journey.